The world in the era of Trumpism has become a world in which the United States is no longer a leader. The United States has become a liability to the very people who we have been an asset to for generations. Carney, Canada's economic ties with U.S. now a weakness. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on Sunday said the country's economic ties to the U.S. have become a weakness, pointing to global uncertainty caused by Donald Trump's trade and tariff policies. Quote, "The world is more dangerous and divided. The U.S. has fundamentally changed its approach to trade, raising its tariffs to levels last seen during the Great Depression," end quote, Carney said in a video address titled Forward Guidance. "Many of our former strengths, based on our close ties to America, have become weaknesses that we must correct," he continued. Carney, a former central bank head in Canada and England, said Ottawa would focus on growing investments and merging its provinces and territories into a single, unified national market to spur its global standing. "We have to take care of ourselves because we can't rely on one foreign partner. We can't control the disruption coming from our neighbors. We can't bet our future on the hope that it will suddenly stop," Carney said. "But we can control what happens here. We can build a stronger country that can withstand disruptions from abroad, that creates good jobs here at home, that's a leader in this new world, with a vast network of reliable allies," he added. Carney's address comes as Washington and Ottawa prepare to renegotiate the North American Trade Pact with Mexico. The Canadian Prime Minister emerged as a key figure in the global scramble to counter Trump's economic belligerence with a speech at the World Economic Forum in January, when he called on middle powers to unite and form a counterweight to superpowers. Earlier this year, Canada forged a trade deal with China, lifting its 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles and raising its cap on EV imports in exchange for Beijing lowering tariffs on Canadian farm products. Trump initially welcomed the deal, but has since attacked it, threatening to halt the opening of a major bridge that will connect Detroit and Windsor, Ontario. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on Friday ripped Canada's negotiating strategy, saying it sucks, during an event hosted by Semaphore. Lutnick said the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, signed during Trump's first term, should be reimagined and reassessed. Tensions between the U.S. and Canada spiked last year as Trump started calling America's northern neighbor the 51st state. Carney's election in March of 2025, replacing former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, saw a warming of relations. However, Carney's move to reduce Canada's dependence on the U.S. have soured relations with Trump. Carney said in Sunday's address that the push for Ottawa's independence from the U.S. would make Canada a stronger world power because Canada has what the world wants, from energy to education. "We have the values to which most of the world aspires, and we're a reliable partner in a world that is anything but," the Prime Minister said. "We're defending Canadian sovereignty by investing in our security and creating an industry to support it. We've embarked on an ambitious new mission to rebuild," he said. That is our closest trading partner and ally for decades, for generations, now declaring their financial ties to us as a weakness that needs to be corrected. Forming bonds with countries that we do a ton of trade with to do that very same trade with them. Forming bonds with other smaller powers to form counterweights to superpowers like ourselves, China, and Russia. This is the world unifying without us. This is the world realizing they don't need us. And it took Donald Trump to sour all of them on their relationships with us. You guys on the right always talk about destroying America. The Democrats destroying America. Congratulations. You hired the guy, you elected the guy who has destroyed it the most.